Walk with your boy for a minute now. With your boy for a minute now. Oh man. It's hot as hell. Don't you hate it when after it rains, it gets really, really hot and humid and shit? It's crazy as hell, man. It was raining yesterday. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a good week. Hell no. It's even worse today. And there ain't no rain. The wind ain't blowing, none of that shit. Salute, Zay. I'm out here chilling. I thought Coppertone was gonna stay live, man. I was gonna stay over there and support, entertain the chat. That nigga running. Salute, Scorpion. Man. Copper, man, he give up too quick. Shit don't go his way. I might go later on. I might go live later on that StreamYard shit. StreamYard, a motherfucker, man. Motherfuckers got my bill from StreamYard because I was like, I'm gonna pay it. And so I said, try to see if I could pay that old price. Shit, that motherfucker was like, you gotta pay the $88, my boy. Like, hell no, I ain't paying that shit. So if I go live, it's only gonna be like 6 motherfuckers that can come up there, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. Because I only got about a cool 6 motherfuckers in my circle anyway. But, man, it's hard as hell walking up in this humidity, man. The desert, man, it can collect humidity in freaking structures. It doesn't do it for shit like out in the open. But I was watching a motherfucker the other night. He got upset. Say that people wasn't supporting his farming. Boy, who the fuck do you need to support your farming other than you, the farmer, nigga? Get your bitch ass out there and plow them fields. Put them seeds in the ground, man. People procrastinate, man. You know, you'll learn a lot of stuff watching people. You'll see how foolish we can be. But the real foolish motherfuckers is the ones that don't learn a lesson from that shit. I be learning lessons from watching people fuck up, so I don't have to go down that same path. Salutes, Thunder. Salutes, True Zone. Yeah, man, I've been watching motherfuckers for years fuck up. But see, the only difference is that I do not repeat their mistakes to see if they fucked up because they weren't good enough. Believe me, people are way better than we think they are. And that's why this society is fucking crazy. It makes you think that people are down in the dumps because they not good enough. It's not that. Sometimes it's just not meant for motherfuckers to take these routes without being selected. You got to be selected to get into certain categories. I learned that shit at a young age too. When you don't get something everybody is sought after, and you apply the same way everybody else apply, and you don't get it, it's because it's not an application. It's a selection. And people don't pay attention to the selection process. You got to fit a certain demographic to fall into some of this shit that people is considered privileged. That's why I don't follow after the bullshit. You know, become brilliant at the basics with one thing and you're good to go. That's what they teach us. Become a professional. Fuck that. Don't become a professional, man. That's why I don't believe in, starting a business and shit. Because they can get very selective on whether or not your business is successful. Think about it. How many people you think started restaurants? Even my family had a restaurant. And a restaurant don't get big as McDonald's. And all McDonald's is doing is making fucking hamburgers. Them niggas ain't doing nothing but putting meat in between two bread buns. That's it. But you got people out there with serious culinary skills that's fucking making gourmet meals and shit. Shit that you would eat for the rest of your life. I ain't eating no motherfucking McDonald's burgers no more. That shit got old a long time ago. When I became an adult, I was like, it's time to eat adult shit. That's why I learned how to cook. But just think about how many people started restaurants back in the day and they fucking gone, they out of business. You know how I know this? Because when I looked on the registry of business names, I looked and I saw all of these businesses, even back in Louisiana. Salutes, Trick. K-Dub, you better stop talking to me like that. I'm telling you. I put hits out on niggas. They call me Dylan. I rip and I rhyme and I rip. And I'll ruin your life. Nah. Man, I'm delusional up in this motherfucking, my little gym area. It's hot as fuck in here. I looked at the damn barometer and it was like 102. Humidity was like 75. I'm walking in a damn sauna. I was gonna go out and go in my sauna today. You know, strip down to my birthday pants. And I was gonna chill up in there for about an hour or two. See if I can see my spirit guide. But nigga, I'm seeing my spirit guide right now on this motherfucking treadmill. It's crazy, man, how heat does something to you. I used to always wonder back in the day, why niggas so big on, hot boxing and shit? I couldn't get into it, man. I felt like I was suffocated. But if you get past the suffocation, you'll start seeing shit for real. Salutes, Bobby Knight. What's up, y'all? If I wasn't on this bitch on that YouTube streaming, I would open up the panel. So I know you niggas got some bullshit to talk about. But man, this shit is weird how the fucking weather works out here in the desert. You can see the clouds coming and them bitches will fly right past you. Won't drop a lick of water, but come along and blow all your shit away. Like a damn sandstorm or some shit. So you get sandstorms out here in the desert. You don't really get no motherfucking rain. And it's weird. What up? If it isn't my pink friend. How you doing there, Red Squid? How's everything going, my boy? I wish I could talk to you in person right now because I have some things I want to ask you. But that's at a later date. Like I said, I might go live later on. And you more than welcome, Squid, to come on up and join me, man, so we can get into some pseudo. Because I know you got fucking some UFOs you want to talk about. I wanted to ask you the other day when you was on a panel how many times you've been abducted. But time didn't permit, so I just went ahead and left it at that. But it's okay, man. We all have our hang-ups. Like I was telling Tinwell earlier, man. You can carry them voices in your head. But I can't give out the cure over the internet because they consider that medical misinformation. But you know what? If you keep searching, you'll find it. That's how I did. Because believe it or not, man, there's more young people with them brain worms than you think. Niggas walking around here with them zombie worms. I mean, when I was a kid, I was watching this movie called Slither. And there was a fat motherfucker just like you, Squid, in that movie that got one of them slithers in him and shit. And when he started to change, that motherfucker was like, oh God, I can feel it moving into my brain, oh. See, but these worms, they get into motherfuckers' brains nowadays. They don't even pay attention to shit like that. Oh, Squid, come on, man. Don't be like that, dog. Come on. It's okay. Hell yeah, man. It's fucking hot in here, Zay. I'm on my last motherfucking leg up in this boy. Because I waited too late to do my little calisthenics and shit. I had to slow it down, turn off the incline. I'm just walking straight, man, and this shit is hot as fuck up in here. But it's worth it. This is like day 400. I've been doing this shit. Becomes like a daily routine now. It's like brushing your teeth when you wake up in the morning. First thing I do is fix me something to eat, get on the tread. I ride my bike too and stuff, but you know, it's not the same as being on the treadmill. When I be riding my bike out here, I gotta take my tools with me and shit. I was riding my bike the other day, man. Motherfucking dog came out the backyard of these people's house. Man, this motherfucker looked like he was gonna be cool with me. Hell no, man. You can't trust a pretty face and a smile. That motherfucker looked like he was smiling at me when he came up to me. Shit, he got close to me and attacked my fucking bike, man. This nigga attacked, what kind of dog attack a piece of metal, man? That's crazy. Good thing I had my fucking retractable baton. I went police style on that bitch. The people came outside and was like, let him go. I was like, I ain't got this bitch. This nigga is holding on to my front tire of my bike. Let him go. I was like, yeah, get that motherfucker, man. I clocked him in the head like 5 or 6 times. He finally let go. Went back home. Came back with another dog, man. I'm like, these motherfuckers is garbage. Yup. And you would think that they would have learned their lesson. Shit, I whooped on both them dogs, man. A little ass fucking beagle looking dog and a mud ass looking dog, man. And the people act like they was trying to get him. Look like they was some Mexicans. Like they was trying to get him and shit. But yeah, that make that motherfucker won't run up on nobody else without doing that shit. Without recognizing you can't just be letting your fucking animals go, man. That's why I be telling people, these animals are biological weapons. Y'all need to understand. They like bullets that been shot out the gun that can fucking change direction. When you let your animal out, that motherfucker is wilding. He wilding. He could be attacking any motherfucker that come down that street. Like a crazy animal gang member and shit. But take a little drink of water and shit on this bitch, man. Oh man, it's 102 up in this board, man. Humidity at 78. Is it getting hot up in this bitch or what? If you don't hear nothing on the motherfucking mic for a couple seconds, I probably even fell out on this boy. But like I said about my little routine, I be keeping it short. I'll be doing like 30 to 45 minutes. I'll do a 2-minute run, then do a fucking 43-minute fucking walk. The ratio's off. They tell you to keep it like half and half. Run and walk halfway and shit. Fuck all that, nigga. As soon as I feel like I'm getting out of breath, I'm not trying to push through that shit. I tried that a couple times. I tried to push through the tiredness so I can get my little rhythm going. Hell nah, nigga. You know how when you fucking tired, you be wanting to put your hands above your head when you're running? Do not do that on a treadmill, my boy. You talking about a clusterfuck. This shit happened to me like 10 years ago. Same treadmill, little Soul treadmill. I'm running and I'm like, I can feel the little cramps coming on, little cramp pain in your side and shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna put my hand above my head and run a little bit. Shit, it felt good first couple seconds, but nigga, it's like as soon as you put your hands above your head, your equilibrium is off. You need that swinging arms for a treadmill. My equilibrium came off, man. Stepped off the side of that bitch, did like a stutter step, and flipped on that motherfucker. And the treadmill don't stop going. So it ain't like, inertia. You gonna stop after you hit something hard. Hell no, that motherfucker kept going, dog. I was doing like a permanent roll uphill. Yep, but then I had like accidentally pulled a little trigger, the little switch off the side, you know, the one that got the little key on it, accidentally. And that's the only thing that stopped that motherfucking treadmill. I had rug burns and fucking road rash. How you get a road rash on your chin, nigga? That's crazy. But that's what these treadmills will do, man. I didn't realize that these motherfuckers were that dangerous. And that was like almost 10 years ago. After I took a fall on the treadmill after that, I was like, hell no, nigga, you keep your hands where you can grab some shit. You can't be up in this bitch 40, 50 years old taking a fall on the treadmill. That's like a death sentence. You fuck around and hit the floor on a treadmill, nigga, that's like hitting the concrete. Yeah. But now I've gotten good at it. I can run without grabbing a hand, you know, the heart rate thing. I can run without doing that shit. But I said when I turn 50, I'm gonna get me a tandem bike, one of them lay down bikes. Oh yeah, buddy. That's gonna be my mode of transportation. But I can't ride that bitch around here in the desert, cause niggas be letting the animals go free. I was out walking one day, and I be walking with my flak jacket on. If y'all don't know what a flak jacket is, it's the vest they give you when you go to different countries and play war. Yeah, it's like a big ass fucking armored vest. So I wear that shit when I be walking. That way I could burn some more calories and shit. And I'm boonie stomping and shit. And man, I was walking by this one tree and I felt something swoop down by my ear. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I didn't see what it was. So I kept on walking. I heard something coming towards me, flapping. I turned around. It was a weird looking ass bird, man. This nigga was dive bombing me. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So all I got on me is a baton in my vest. So I pull the baton out and I'm over there swapping and swiping at this motherfucker, man. Trying to get him from flying down on me. Man, the bird laid a nest on the ground right by the sidewalk. I didn't see it when I was approaching, but the bird saw me. That motherfucker come swooping down trying to protect his nest. And I almost stepped on the nest trying to fight the bird. But later on that day, I came back out there and I scooped it up and put it in the tree. I don't know if that motherfucker fell out the tree or what. I scooped it up with a pitchfork and put it in the tree, like the lowest branch. And I went back home and the people saw me putting it in the tree with the pitchfork, went out there and was checking it out. And that bird was tacking their ass. I was like, yeah, that's what your bitch ass get. Coming out there checking up on me and shit, right? That bird was attacking their motherfucking ass. And they was like, oh my God. That shit was so funny, man. I was like, you didn't see what happened to me? You know, but neither here nor there. You gotta love Nevada, man. People would think that the desert ain't got shit out here. But it's got shit out here, bro. It got all kind of animals, man. I saw a fucking, what you call this mother? An antelope the other day. I don't know if y'all know what an antelope is. These are supposed to be Central America type animals. They look like goats. They tan and white. K-Dub, ain't nothing weak about me. Ain't nothing weak about me. I ain't never ran from a fight. But you know what? You can't really fight no fucking animal like you fight a human. You know, so I want to see your ass get out there and the bird attack your motherfucking ass from the sky and you stand there like ain't nothing wrong. You'll see what I'm talking about. And then some people got these big ass white dogs. They sheep dogs. I think they call them Pyrenees. because they have llamas and goats and shit out here, and we have coyotes and mountain lions and shit come around. But them motherfucking them dogs, man, I ain't never seen one attack nobody, but I've seen one walking next to somebody, and them motherfuckers is like a pony. I ain't fucking around. So now when I go walking, I got my baton, my retractable, we call it an asp. I keep that on me. But I also keep my little switchblade carnivore knife. It looks like a little samurai sword. It's blunt at the end. But you stab a motherfucker with that, and it ain't gonna, the wound ain't gonna close up. So that's what I be carrying around these days. I'm a big proponent on home protection and self-protection and shit like that. You know, I make sure that I don't get caught slipping. But a gun is not the tool for every fight. You know, sometimes you don't want everybody knowing you attacking somebody or you defending yourself from somebody, because, you know, it's not a good sight. What's up, Cajun Spicy? Salutes out there, man. I appreciate y'all showing up. I'm just here talking about my little bullshit. You know, trying to finish up these last couple minutes. I'm at 37 minutes right now. I usually do about 2 miles, 2.5, but I think I'm gonna stop at 45 minutes. I don't give a fuck how far it is because of the heat up in here right now. But I know one thing, a lot of people make fun of people that have a hard time, you know, exercising. And I'm gonna tell you like this, exercising is not good for you at all. It's great for you. Exercise, you gotta make sure at least once a day, man, 10 to 15 minutes of constant exercise. It doesn't have to be no fucking marathon or no weightlifting. I watch my son, he's 19. He go to the gym every other day. Drink that creatine shit and lift them weights. And now what I notice is the bigger he get, the dumber he is. You know what I'm saying? I was telling him the other day, I was like, son, simple shit now you get stuck on. You know, like, for instance, we have a list of shit that me and him do around the house that I don't let my wife do. It's just me and him because we the guys. Like, for instance, pulling weeds, taking out the trash, bringing the big dumpster trash can back up to the house, sweeping the porch off because sand blow up on the porch all the time. You know, shit like that. Man, this dude, he outside, he then took the inside trash can out to the curb. I'm like, bro, why you take the trash out to the curb? He was like, it's time to take out the trash. I was like, not that trash can. He took the inside house trash can out to the curb. I said, bro, dump the trash in the big trash can and take the big trash can out to the curb and put the trash can back in the house. He looking at me like he don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So you know how big kids are. Well, he ain't no kid. He down there, shit, he bigger than me. So I grabbed the nigga and I'm like, man, come with me. You know, and I can feel the resistance. So I just go with it. I'm like, bro, this trash can belongs in the house. And then when he see what I'm talking about, he's like, oh, bro, that's all that fucking working out. When you become a musclehead, you don't become a thinking man. And I told him he need to switch the shit out. He gonna be a big dummy if you don't watch out. And a lot of these people are like that, man. They walking around here, they looking healthy as hell, but they mind all fucked up. Yeah. I'm subscribed to y'all friendly neighborhood Spider-Man Wolf. I went on that nigga channel, you know, because regardless of the bullshit, I still support my peeps. You know, even though some of them got some mental problems, and I think that boy got mental problems. I think he kind of slow. I think that nigga Wolf is slow. He got that fetal alcohol syndrome look on his face. He always He don't want you to look at him straight up, squared up. I see how he be doing. And I don't understand. Nigga, if you know you got a cockeyed or a twisted face or an oblong head, get the fuck off the camera, nigga. Why we do this to each other? Why we put ourselves in precarious situations for people to make fun of us? Salutes our favorite bunion carrier, Lilith. Salutes. I got about 5 more minutes to walk. I'm at about 40 minutes right now. I didn't put the speed up, but I had to turn that shit back down. Zay called me huffing and puffing and shit. I put that bitch up to like 4.5. Had to drop that bitch back down to 30, to 3. Yep. His mama dropped him on his check. Yeah. That nigga got a fucking crooked face, man. On the left side, he crooked. Yeah, I'm like, man, come on, don't do this shit yourself. And you can't really see it until the nigga, when he's stressing, you can't see it. Only when the nigga think he's cool and he relaxed and shit, can you see it. He got one eye that's on his side of his face. It's kind of, I don't know, that motherfucker's kind of weird looking. But people like that always be the loudest talkers, man. See? But why put yourself in a situation where people can point out your imperfections? And with this shit that's coming up with YouTube, all you people that's monetized, you're not gonna be able to use other people's content no more for money. I got that message the other day in the email saying started yesterday on the 15th that you're not gonna be able to use other people's content. You gotta have to make your own shit. No more AI. So Red Squid, I feel sorry for you, buddy. Your AI are bitches and your AI beats and rap. That shit is no longer gonna be acceptable for monetization. So you might wanna rethink your situation here, man. You know what? If I was you, I would invest in a camera and go out and take some real life photos of motherfuckers. See, once you get your ass beat. See, once you get your ass beat for fucking being a voyeur, nigga. Because them AI photos, man, this is like the prelude. They're gonna stop all AI content on the internet. Motherfuckers is getting out of control. They're gonna stop that shit and they're gonna make it exclusive. That way they can say that none of these videos that are AI are making it on platforms like YouTube. But they are gonna be. Because even the AI tracking software that tests the fucking videos for AI is biased. The shit right now, it'll claim that a real video is AI. There was a guy on fucking TikTok that was talking about that. Yep. But it's not a bad thing, man. I think taking away that AI shit is good. Yep. I think that shit is good. Red Squid. Stop trying to butter up to females, man, on the internet. Get you a real woman, bro. Come on, man. Don't go for no internet females. You should be saving them compliments for a real woman. Get up off that couch. Go outside, man. Take off that fucking sweater. I know that bitch hot. I wouldn't dare wear a sweater in the summertime. Nigga, that would have to be wintertime. And what's up with them leather gauntlets, my boy? What are you, Conan the Squidbarian? Come on, man. Who wears leather fucking bracelets, bro? See, that's some weird Asian shit right there. You think you back in the feudal age. That's crazy. How much them leather bracelets cost? You still got them? Are they name brand? Oh, come on, Squid. Let us know, man. I'll come over to your channel later on so you can ask me some questions. But I know for a fact that nobody in America sells leather bracelets for grown men. You know, and you got your sleeves rolled up on a sweater. What's the use of wearing a sweater if you wanted to wear a short sleeve shirt, man? Come on, Squid. And there's some female out there, man. She's passing around videos of you, bro. I saw a video the other day of you, you know, putting your hair back and shit. You know, like a close-up, bro. That's unbecoming. That's unbecoming, bro. What you say? For your information, them Hercules cuffs, I use them to block. You the motherfucker, dog. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you. Hey, at least you're honest, man. At least you're honest. Yep. I saw a nigga one time wearing some motherfucking sandals that look like He-Man sandals. And this nigga was wearing slacks and He-Man sandals. And I asked him, I was like, bro, is them sandals or is them He-Man sandals? And the nigga tried to act like I was being funny and weird and shit. I was like, raise up your pants leg. I guarantee them motherfucking sandal straps go all the way up your calf. And look, he walked away and the nigga pulled up his shit. The nigga pulled up the nigga leg of his pants and shit. And that nigga had straps going all the way above his knee. What kind of weird shit is he on? And this was a nigga that was in the military. I was like, this nigga over here wearing He-Man sandals. Just got off work with the leather straps going all the way up his leg. Come on, man. Some weird motherfuckers out there, bro. All right, that's enough for me. That's 2.5 miles. I'm done, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go live later on, man. You can come up and tell us about those bracelets, those Hercules bracelets. How you be blocking when you're getting attacked. Is it a cyber attack or a real attack, nigga? Because you don't need them bracelets for no cyber attack, my boy. If you getting cyber attacked and you need braces, oh, that nigga say Troy. You from Troy? Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that, dog. You proud of your heritage and shit. But I would leave. You know what? Troy is over there by Africa and shit. That's probably why you so passionate about them Africans. You know, them people don't need to be protected, though, man. I was watching a video earlier about the damn cruise liners, how they changing rules about what people can do on the cruise ships. Them niggas didn't used to have police on them motherfuckers. They gonna start having police on that bitch. And this is the thing. They blaming this shit on niggas. And see, this is what they don't understand. I don't think it's niggas. I think it's Africans. Come on, man. As long as we've been doing cruise lines and going on these ships all these fucking years, now all of a sudden motherfuckers is up in arms right around the time where we doing immigration crisis. Man, them Africans and them Haitians, them motherfuckers is pissed off and they gonna destroy any luxury that black people own and they gonna besmirch our name because they don't want us to be in this country if they can't be in this country. I'm telling you, man, it's a sick paradigm we're living in right now today. It's a really sick paradigm. And motherfuckers don't even recognize that the more you defend these people, the better they can fucking blend in with society and claim that they us. And then they can do all kind of crazy shit. Like, come on, man. As long as these motherfuckers been having ducks and geese and shit out at these ponds and these areas and these parks, people ain't been taking these motherfuckers and killing them and eating them. But now all of a sudden, these people, they got to put up fit, man. It's crazy. Down in Reno, they have a fucking big-ass lake out there. They say people cannot go up to the water over here in Reno and feed the birds no more. Because apparently somebody was not feeding them, but baiting them and snatching the motherfuckers. And they don't realize that these birds been tagged and chipped. So it ain't hard to find out where they killing them at. Or where they taking them and fucking killing them. So it's not the fact that these people are being targeted for immigration, because that is the fact. That is a fact. They are being targeted by immigration. But at the same time, there's just some shit that normal black people don't do. We don't do shit like that. You know, we don't take tagged pets, because that's what these geese and these fucking gooses and even the seagulls that be hanging around out there, man. We don't fucking eat them because them motherfuckers is like pets, like dogs and cats. But I think that shit kicked up when they started talking about, you know, deportation. Because if they go deportate us and all of us is acting like that, there's no discrimination. But I think that that's the big push right now, is to make everybody seem like they from the same place. And as an American, we should be trying to separate ourselves. We got to have some type of fucking decorum when it comes to dealing with foreigners. I don't mean like, you know, discriminate against them or be bougie towards them. No, I mean like we have to have, we can't just be accepting of all people just because they look like us. And I see a lot of people doing that. We don't know what the background of people are until we see them in action. That's what we should be dealing with. That's why they have these places where certain groups of people stick together, like Chinatown for the Chinese. You know, Little Korean Town for the Koreans. There's only certain groups of Asians that don't feel like they need to, you know, migrate and you know, cluster up with one another. That's the Japanese. Some Filipinos too, but the Filipinos are turning like that too. They are starting their own little mafia ring and shit around this motherfucker. But that's a given though. You know, everybody did it. The Italians did it. You know, the Haitians did it in Florida and shit like that. And it's gonna take a little while for people to, you know, identify them from the others. And then once that happens, then you can be able to fucking walk around and avoid the madness, because it's just weird shit that just be happening in these major cities, man, that I don't think that a normal person would deal with. I couldn't deal with that shit. There's no way I can fucking come out. Salutes, real. Oh, ain't nothing happened, man. Just shooting the shit, talking. Just got done killing myself and all that heat in my little gym area. I was gonna hit up the sauna today, but I decided I was just gonna go ahead and just do my walk in the heat. Yep. I'm not gonna be doing no garden shit because it rained yesterday. And I'm hoping that if I go out there, it's not all fucked up. Because one time I went out there and the damn wind blew all my apples on the ground, man. That was so depressing. Nigga had over a dozen apples, went out there and there was only 5. Had to harvest them early. Yep. And you don't think I used them motherfuckers? Hell yeah, I did. I used them bitches. I grounded them up and put them in that chicken food and gave them to them chickens. That's how you do it. I don't throw away shit when it comes to plant matter. Even with my cannabis, man, I don't throw away any of my cannabis, the leaves, the roots, the stems. I grind all that shit up and put it back in my soil. Yep. And if I don't grind it up, I let it dry out. And then I'll use that shit for some medicinal stuff, like a powder for my tea and shit like that. But you can use the whole plant, man. Don't let motherfuckers fool you. Same thing with these sunflowers too. Sunflowers, I just grind them bitches up and just put them right in the garden. I don't even fucking let it dry out. The whole thing. Yeah. But I was gonna say this right here. I was on Salutes Valley. Salutes. I was on Keynote page the other day, and my man was venting. Yeah, it seems like he's just getting worse and worse, man. Somebody need to reach out to that brother, and I recommend Bobby do. Reach out to that man. He is on a path of self-destruction, man. He is mad at his sector for not supporting him in his farming endeavors. You know, because you know, people aren't sending them money to keep killing fucking tomatoes and chickens and shit. You know, but you can't really blame him. because when you don't think for yourself, you think what everybody else think. See, you can't just put chickens in some chicken wire and a dog kennel and expect them to thrive and survive and shit. You gotta go out there every day and you gotta look at them, watch them. You gotta adjust their living environment. I'm talking about every day. You gotta do this shit. Like before I got comfortable with just letting them do their own thing. Man, at first it was like an everyday critique. I had to go out there and adjust shit. The first coop I had was the size of a crate, a dog crate. And I was like, man, the chickens, they walk back and forth like 100 times during the day. They are like fucking crackheads. So I was watching. I'm like, man, these chickens don't even get 5 steps before they reach the other side of the damn pen. So I had to think a little bit. In order for them to be motivated to lay eggs, they're gonna need more space. So that's when I started building fucking chicken coops. And you know how many motherfucking chicken coops fell down before I got to the point where I could build one that was sturdy, that can stand up to this hurricane force gilded winds out here in the desert? 10 chicken coops, man, fell in on my ass. Yep. Fell in on me. One of them fell on me while I was fixing the bitch. Wind came, and I ain't have all the walls up straight. I had shit propped up, and man, the motherfucker fell on me. If it would have been all that materials, I would have got hurt. But I learned my lesson, man. You got to build a foundation. That's the base. You don't really have to build a floor. That's the base, the 4 squared, the 4 corners of the square, and it has to be sturdy. It cannot be just some shit that's taped up with duct tape with staples. It has to be some shit that's screwed in or nailed. And once you get that base set up, then you can start putting up your pillars. And your pillars are attached to the base. So if the base ain't strong, the bitch gonna fall in. And everything was reclaimed wood, man. One time I pulled over, leaving the base up over there, and I fucking saw somebody had threw out a bunch of plywood and 2x4s that were broken, of course. But see, that's the good thing about 2x4s. You don't have to use the whole thing. I took those 2x4s and I cut off the bad part. I spliced it up the middle, which gave me 2 1x1s, 8 foot. So I took those and I took 2 of the good ones and I screwed them together and made a 2x4. And that was like one of the pillars that was inside of my chicken coop. Just shit like that, man. You just got to keep on tweaking it, man. And you can't get upset with motherfuckers when they don't see your vision. So, Bobby, I think you need to go and, help your brother out, man. Give him a little pep talk. Salutes, Kelly. Hey, y'all. Salutes, Kelly Green. How you doing? I hope, everything's going fine for you. And, everybody's being respectful and shit. Ain't nobody over here that's going to be disrespectful and shit to you. But, again, I just be recognizing shit and seeing stuff the way I think it should be seen, man, because there's a lot of people out here don't want you to see the shit the real way. They don't want you to see them the way they see themselves. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier when I was talking about Wolf. If you do not want people to be criticizing your look, stop letting people look at you. This is the internet. This is not fucking your neighborhood where you gotta see motherfuckers. That's the way it is. You ain't gotta be videotaping yourself. Some people just aren't good talking without showing themselves. That's just something about this shit. And YouTube and these platforms, they know it. And they trying to take away people's ability to make content because they're saying you can't make no content unless it's authentic. That means that you done made it yourself, is all you. They don't want no AI shit and, using other people's content unless you commentating the entire video. Like how I've been talking for the last 45 minutes. Unless you commentating the whole time. That's the only reason, that's the only way they want you to use other people's content. That's one of the things they said. You can use other people's content if you commentating for the duration of the video. Now, I don't know what duration means to some people, but that means the entire video in my case. Say, I have never in the 10 years I've been on YouTube had a picture up ever. Because it tells you when you first join that people's chat, protect what? Your identity. Not your stage name, but your identity. That means your appearance. The only one that's disrespectful. God damn it, Kelly. I should have read up a little earlier before I read your last statement. You slipped that one in on me, Kelly Green. See, I have never had a photo up because, first of all I do know how to put one up, and most folks in this community don't like light-skinned, curly-haired people. So in other words, you a mulatto. Ain't nobody got nothing against you. Look, I don't think racism exists the way we was taught. So whether you light-skinned or dark-skinned, there's somebody out there that's gonna like that shit. There's some people out there that's gonna want to exploit that shit. And then there's some people out there that's gonna hate that shit. But you know what, Kelly? You slipped that one in on me about me being the disrespectful one. I'm not disrespectful, Kelly. I'm just hard to deal with. I'm very abrasive. And I think that came with my time in the military because I don't like people that ain't squared away. And I think a lot of people on this platform that they not squared away. Mentally, they not squared away. You know, they want to prove shit to people. You know, there's only certain things that you should want to show people, and that should be the best part of you. You shouldn't want to show people that you got tracks, that your hairline is in the top of your motherfucking head, or you only got a few teeth in the front. You shouldn't want to show people. That's unbecoming. You know, and they used to have this saying when I was in the military, that's unbecoming of an officer. You know, because you don't want to show your bad side. You always want to have your best foot forward. And in life, that's what make the world go around. The best, not the fucking worst. I ain't seen nobody get no fucking trophy for being the slowest motherfucker on the track. Only the fastest get the trophies. You see how they did that fucking everybody get a participation trophy shit? That didn't work out for them. We had a whole generation coming up thinking that just because they show up, they should get something. Yep. It's a loyal light skin with curly hair. Don't worry. I'm not a mulatto. I'm a Louisiana Creole. Creoles are mulattoes, sweetie. I'm telling you. Creoles, I got family members as Creoles. And usually is white and black people having babies, and then them motherfuckers feel obligated to learn French. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. I even fancied myself on learning some French when I was down there. You know, some parlez-vous français and motherfucking bonjour, monsieur. You know, just some little stupid shit. But at the same time, I recognize the fact is that it don't matter what color you is, man. If you got a good head on your shoulders, you can get around anybody and be successful. You can get around anybody and be successful. Kelly Green said, no, I am French, Spaniard, Indian, and Mexican, bro. How the fuck you test all of them? Y'all sick. Look, check this shit out. I was listening to these people the other day talking about how they got some white in their family, but it ain't their family, they mom and they dad. I'm like, so what family you talking about? Oh, great grandfather. No, man. Look, listen. It doesn't work like that, y'all. Y'all PCR testing yourself wrong. See, bloodline doesn't involve. And this is just me talking out of understanding of how this shit works. Bloodline does not involve your great-great-grandparents. That's just a family member. Their blood is not in your body. It's not. It's not in your body. By the time you are born, that blood is already worked out because your parents ain't even in that bloodline. Your great-grandfather, right? Which means that your grandfather is his son. And now you're your grandfather's father's son. So look how many men that then came along that then changed that blood. See, your great-grandfather, your grandfather, your father, and then you. That's 4 men that then came along and changed that blood. See, because your grandfather, he had to hook up with another woman, which changed the blood from his grandfather, from his father, right? And by the time your grandfather came, now he done met somebody else that changed the blood of that again, the changed blood already from your great grandfather to your grandfather to your father. That blood has been changed like 4 times. So you can't have that in your body. What you got is a mix between your mom and your dad. And from them, you have a mix between they fathers. After that, you're done. You done, son. I don't give a fuck if you turn out light skinned. That ain't got nothing to do with no white person in your family 8 generations ago. Come on, let's just think about this shit. Same thing with white people, and they got black people in their family. They ain't got no black in their body. If they had a white and 2 white parents, they white people. Because them 2 white parents gonna have 2 white parents. Just because they great-great-great-grandfather was a black dude or Indian dude doesn't mean that they the same thing. They're a totally different animal around that bitch. You know? So also my great-grandmother on my father's side is Cajun. She's was it Bonnaroo? I don't know what the hell that is. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I don't know what that is. My great-grandmother, who was a Bonnaroo, married to a... See, I don't even understand these words you're trying to read. Bodox? I don't... Come on now. I'm butchering that. That's where all these Bodox jokes come from. I don't know. Maybe I'm just pronouncing it wrong. Loyal, then, why does deformities run in people's families? 5th grade grand had a short leg, and so does everyone else. Because, look, those deformities are caused by environmental factors. And if you live in the same environment, there's a chance that you're going to develop some of the same deformities. That's like somebody saying that, everybody here has smallpox or, no, what was that disease that they said the mosquito? Malaria, all right? Malaria was a common thing back in the day amongst the natives. Because why? Because they all lived in the same environment. They didn't pass malaria from one person to the other one. That's not how it passed. They was all drinking from the same water, getting bit by the same bugs. That's why they kids was born with the shit. It wasn't because they was passing it on to their kids. Most of these diseases and stuff like that are not, fetal or in vivo transferred. They're like mostly transferred through direct contact. So it's just I don't believe in the genealogy thing no more because it's turning like the DNA thing. And the DNA thing has been blown way the hell out of proportion. The DNA thing, the deoxyribonucleic acid, I tried to explain that the other day on where they getting this substance that they considering DNA from. And the person I was talking to couldn't even wrap their mind around this shit because they was constantly trying to tell me that, no, it's because of the cell. I'm like, no. If they're getting stuff from the nucleus of anything, they're getting it from the gut of that thing. The nucleus of the human body is the stomach, the intestines, the digestive system. That's the nucleus. Everything comes into the mouth, into that portion, stays there for a period of time, and then gets shitted out. And that's why everything, is considered from the nucleus. I'm trying to read the chat at the same time. She said, Valley said eye color. So if you get 2 people with brown eyes, is a possibility that their kid could have hazel eyes? Yeah, there's a possibility. But it ain't got nothing to do with family members, though. Some eye colors come because of little or more of a gene that's passed down from the parent, the immediate parent, not some parent from fucking 10 generations. Let's say you have a vitamin C deficiency when you're pregnant. Now, vitamin C is very important to the growth of bones. Then your kid might have a chance that they might be born with weak bones, shorter than other parts of the body, even missing bones, Like some people are missing certain bones in their spine, like along the smaller area, and shit like that counts. Shit like that matters. What's up, True Zone, buddy? With your soapy sud working ass. Yeah, I'm just over here talking shit, man. I've been yapping for almost about an hour now, man. But I'm just saying I don't believe in the the DNA shit because of all the examples and explanations they gave doesn't make sense. And now I'm starting to not believe in this genealogy shit too. Because there's too much room for mistakes when it comes to looking up your past and people not being as thorough as they should be in the documentation of people's names and their genetics and their locations and stuff like that. You know, uh, nobody took in consideration that a white person can have the same last name as a black person. They just thought that, one of them people had to steal the name from the other one. No, man. Names are like this. They're like slips of paper, right? Let's say one day, or let's just say business cards. Names are like business cards. Let's say one day you run out of business cards and you order a new set of business cards and they send them to you and they don't look like the other ones. Are you going to say, no, that's not me? No. You're going to take those business cards and you're going to say, you know what, these got my name on it and I'm going to pass them out too, just like I did the last ones. When they're saying that people have the same names, it's like saying they have a business card. They're not going to always have the same type of business card every time. Sometimes it might be misspelling. Sometimes it might have, different types of font. Sometimes it might have, you might pronounce the name differently and shit like that. But the business card is still theirs. So you can have somebody come over here and their last name be Lee, like Robert Lee. Okay? I call him Robert Lee, though, like a robber stealing from the Lees, right? But Lee could be spelled many different ways. L-E, L-E-E, L-I-E, L-A-E, L-E-A, L-E-I. You know what I'm saying? L-E-Y. You know what I'm saying? They can spell it in many different ways. It's still Lee, though. But at the same time, when they get ready to put it on the census, if a motherfucker ain't adept in spelling, they just gonna put in whatever they feel familiar with. And then on top of that, there's such things as being married into families and shit, taking on family names. And back in the day, men weren't accustomed to giving their name to women because they had to give away dowries. You sometimes, if you ain't have enough money to pay a dowry, you worked in that family and took on their name until you did. As in a what? Apprentice. And guess what the family becomes? Guess what the head of the household becomes to you? He becomes your master, your sensei, your teacher. Even though you there to fuck his daughter, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta fall in line until you can afford to take your name and his child. And it talks about stuff like that in religion. I hate to fall back on that shit because, it's not like we haven't grown as a people from this religion shit. Even though a lot of people fucked it up for us. Says even though you're from North Louisiana, you should be able to pronounce those names. Kelly Green, won't you break it into syllables so I can sound it out? It ain't my job to figure out all these tribal names y'all done figured out for y'all self and discovered and stuff. Look, I understand you have a rich cultural understanding of your family. But at the same time, we are not in the 1900s no more, not even 1999. So times have changed. Those words don't have the same meaning as they did back then in the 1900s that they do right now. But if you tell me what those words meant back then I have a better understanding on what you're talking about. And a lot of people ain't trying to do that. They're trying to utilize the words as if they have meaning today. They don't. Like Cherokee don't got no meaning today but a bunch of motherfuckers on the reservation. Back in the day, Cherokee used to mean tobacco grower, cigarette maker. That's a story I heard. Same thing with Blackfoot had an ulterior motive. It was Blackfoot was the people that made the roads. That's why we have shit called Black Top. You know what I'm saying? So right now, that doesn't mean that. That means, you know, a motherfucker on a reservation wearing feathers and dancing around bonfires. You know, those names that you said, not very prominent names in Louisiana. No, I kept my maiden name even though I got married. Yeah, that's a good thing. Women should keep their maiden name when they get married, and make it a middle name or make it a suffix like on the end. Like you could be, Kelly Green Sawyer. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep the green. You're supposed to be Kelly Sawyer, but you could be Kelly Green Sawyer or Kelly Sawyer Green. You know what I'm saying? I think that allows the name to carry forward. That way you can have, some type of link to people in the past, especially if you don't have wills and testaments and shit like that. But I've always known that something was wrong with this etymology shit when it comes to figuring out these words, because people are not recognizing that if you're reading something from the past, you cannot associate it with the words of the present. You got to look at it from the past. But at the same time, etymology is not being used the way it should be used. People are using it for like rhyming, ripping, rhyming and shit like that. All I hear when I hear motherfuckers talking about these different types of words and how they sound with one another is a failed rapper and a preacher, because these people haven't figured out a way of getting things across to people without tapping into their baser side. It's not technical to rhyme. I know people think it is. It's not technical to rhyme. What it is technical to do is to tell a story while rhyming. That's the technicality of it. Because you can write words that sound alike all day. But to make it explain some shit is technical. You see? So that's why I love certain methods of rapping that people do based on all rap. I don't like rap music at all. It takes a real, technical person to tell a story and have you listen to it and not just sound like a bunch of words that's rhyming. It actually tells you a story to where you can see it in your mind, see it in your head. It says Kelly Green I know Kelly Green ain't your real name, woman. Come on now. I'm playing the role. Play the role, Kelly. Play the role. I know your name ain't Kelly Green, but until known otherwise, you are Kelly Green. Kelly Green Sawyer. From now on, all right? I'm gonna put that Sawyer on there. All right, and put you in that category now. You Kelly Green Sawyer. Yeah. But all bullshit aside, though, I know that's not your real name. And you shouldn't want to use your real name with strangers, even if you've been knowing them for 10, 15 years. I'm gonna tell you a story that I learned back when I was a little dude about the snake and the scorpion. There's two stories. There's one about a scorpion and one about a snake. You guys probably already heard the one about the snake, about how the lady was walking in the wintertime. She found a snake coiled up, brought it into her house, warmed it up. When it got back to life, she tried to pet the snake and it bit her. And then she was like, I saved your life. And he was like, you knew damn well I was a snake when you brought me into your house. And I do what snakes do, is bite fools. Same thing with the scorpion. The scorpion was by a lake, wondering how he was going to get across because the lake was a little bit high, and he came across a turtle, and the turtle said, "What's going on? I'm about to cross the lake." And the scorpion said, "Because you think you can give me a ride?" Well, the turtle, he had reservations with dealing with scorpions because he knew that they would sting you. So he denied it first. A couple days passed, scorpion's still out there. With beyond his better judgment, he decided to give the scorpion a ride across the lake. Well, he got to the other side of the lake and the scorpion stung him. And as he was dying, he asked the scorpion why he sting him when he helped him. And the scorpion said, I do what I do. I'm a scorpion. I sting fools. And see, that goes to show you, if you don't know a person, which means that you didn't grow up with them, You didn't see them every day. You can't trust them as far as you can see them. And I'm not saying that they ain't good people, but you need to protect yourself, even amongst your allies. And that's not a bad thing. That's a cautious thing. And that's really a smart thing because that lets you know where you stand. And it lets other people know where they stand too. So, yep, most people just want to use people. They don't want a genuine friendship. That's the thing. See, you're right. They don't want a genuine friendship because you can't have a genuine friendship with people you can't trust. And just because you say you cool with somebody don't mean you can trust them. You know, there's certain levels to trust over time that will open the doors for you to do that trusting that you would do with a person that you hang out with, you see every day, like your family. I don't trust anybody unless they're my immediate family. I don't even trust my kids. I trust my wife. I trust my mom. I trust my dad. That's my immediate family. But my kids, my siblings and shit like that, they are my immediate family, but they're like second tier. They can fuck me over and not feel no remorse for it. My mom and dad, they'll feel remorse for it. And if they didn't, that's a guilt trip that I can hang over their head for the rest of their life. I can't do that to my siblings. They can grow up and tell me we're just kids. You know what I'm saying? We're family. Nah, that shit don't work, man. That shit don't work. Loyal knows how to pronounce. He just on some other topic. Thanks for sticking up for me, Cajun Spice. Even though you talking shit about me, I appreciate the sympathies. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the sympathies. Transactional, proper boundaries needed. You right, Thunder Sound? You right. Now look, if y'all don't know what that means by transactional and proper boundaries, all right, I got something to tell you about that. When he says transactional, this is what I'm thinking with the transactional things. You know, I have something to offer you in return for what you're offering me. So if we're on here and I don't want to show myself on video, I shouldn't be expecting you to show yourself on video. You see what I'm saying? If I show up to your panel and you got certain rules about the way you want to carry your topics, I should have the same method and theology over at my place. I shouldn't have you come over there and it's just a free-for-all. You know, because that right there shows inadequacies when it comes to dealing with adults. See, adults are supposed to be on the same level. There shouldn't be one higher than the other one or one lower on lower tier. That's how it is. Not unless we're in some kind of structured environment where it requires you to be a fucking rank and file. But if we just average Joes, man, we should never have to be over in this bitch trying to prove we're better than somebody else. It should be a mutual thing. But we have people that's like that want to compete with you because they want to show how good they are, how better they are than you, which turns out to be a pissing match. And that's why we have a bunch of people trolling one another and shit, which is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Trolling is a good thing because it gives you perspective on where you stand with other people. You know, nobody too good to get this. You know what I'm saying? Nobody too good to get this shit. And what's the main rule about trolling? Protect yourself at all times. You know? Never stop fighting till the referee points you to your corner. That's what this shit is about. It's sustained combat. But if you're in a relaxed situation, like we are right now, we in a relaxed state. See, we can just sit here, talk shit, type in the chat. Yep. You're right, Zay. Only compete with yourself. Because that's the motherfucker you see last before you hit the sack. Before you go to bed, that's the last motherfucker you see. Yourself. And can you say you did everything you could do that day? Yeah. I only compete with myself too. See, Zay is he's ahead of his time. He's ahead of his time. There's a few people in this community that are ahead of their time when it comes to dealing with other people. You know what I'm saying? That can socialize, you know, without having to generalize. They could just come into a situation with people and just be themselves and not expect anything in return. There's only a few people that's like that in this community. You could tell somebody is inadequate and insecure about themselves, if they're always seeking compliments, virtue signaling and fucking asking you your opinion based off of their situation. I hear guys do shit like this. They'll come on the show and they'll be like, "You know what I'm talking about, right?" No, I don't know what you're talking about, nigga. Because the same shit that's gonna happen to you ain't gonna happen to me the same way. So I could agree with you to keep the conversation going, but that's a flaw that you have, that you cannot utilize your own thought process without having somebody's approval to give you a check mark on it, like a participation trophy and shit. And I know how to deal with people like that. And I see that you guys know how to deal with them too, because if not, you wouldn't be able to deal with all the trolling, people fucking with you all the time, and you still being able to go around them and not drop a beat. You know what I mean? Not miss a step. That's what I like about motherfuckers that's independent, that's strong-minded. They individuals first before they become a team. Because you never know, you might have to break off and start your own team somewhere else. And then later on collaborate with your old team. That's how shit becomes. That's how you build an empire, man. That's shit. Come on now. Kelly said, people who thrive for attention, is that what a troll is? No. People that thrive for attention are attention seekers. Okay? People that troll other people because they want to put them down to put themselves up, that's a troll. And you can tell a troll because a troll will try to get a reaction out of you. Because I do trolling too sometimes. But there's only a certain limit I go. I won't go to the point where I'll bring in your kids and your wife and your, if you got a handicap and shit. But I'll talk shit about Wolf Chin all day because I think he could do something about that shit. First of all, turn off that fucking camera. All right? Turn off the camera, motherfucker. And then do some chin workouts, man. Some jaw workouts. How you doing all them push-ups and sit-ups and put bar dips and shit, and you don't know about jaw workouts, nigga? How your chin ain't got no back muscles in your chin. It's just in your jaw. You got a long face, my boy. But nah, not to get on him though. But look, yeah, them trolls, they want to tear you down so they can build themselves up, so they can look better. And I think that's the problem we have with one another. And that's one of the problems that me and Red Square have. See? Red Square is not your typical troll. All right? He's an intellectual troll. And intellect trolls want to make you feel intellectually inferior so they can feel like they superior with they trolling. They want to call you stupid, meatballs, and you slow, you on a slow bus and all that shit, so they can seem like they high speed, low drag. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they tearing themselves down because they not really that in real life. All it's gonna take is somebody to come along that see them in real life to tell them that all that shit you talking about him on that internet, you 10 times worse. And that's usually what happens to these guys. And you could tell they'll fall back or they'll lose their momentum. And see, in a situation like this with this internet stuff, man, if you're on this bitch every day, you should be making some type of progress. Either it be personal progress or community progress. You shouldn't be at the same point every day, months, years. And that's what I see about certain people. They stuck. They get to a certain point and they get stuck. And the only thing they can do is look around and say how better they are than everybody else that they socializing with. When that's not how shit should be. You should be looking at everybody and saying, damn, what can I do with these motherfuckers to make myself better? Not better than them, but better, period. If you stuck at a certain point in this fucking media shit that we doing, this content creating, that means that you ran out of inspiration, my boy. Or my girl. You ran out of inspiration. Now you need to seek avenues of to be inspired. And that's how you do that with other people. But don't be expecting motherfuckers to give you praise because you've been in the game for fucking 15 years and you right at the same level as them. And I see people doing that. I've been doing this shit for 10 years and you ain't been nowhere. But nigga, I'm here now. And I'm right where you at, doing the same shit you doing, socializing with the same people you doing. And you hating? You should know how I got here so quick and it took you fucking 10 years to do it. So that's the problem I see. And I'm not trying to be a know-it-all and tell people what to do and shit like that. This is me. This is how I am. This is what I'm doing. And I see that there's progress in it. So I'm going to share my success. There's no reason why you at the point where you can monetize and you not trying to monetize. I think it's either because you don't, oh shit, I got a battle royale out in this bitch. I wish I could show y'all what I'm talking about. I've been raising lizards around my yard. And see, I ain't told my wife this. I've been raising lizards around my yard. Let me see if I can show. And man, they started to get territorial and shit. So I got this big one up over here. He's fighting with a couple little ones. Because, you know, just like with cows, you're going to have the females and you're going to have the males. And the females, they going to get with the biggest one. But you got these little males that's running around. They are, man, they putting trains on the females and shit because they try to get them some before big dude coming. This big dude right here. I don't know if y'all can see him, but that's the biggest one out here right now. He's about maybe 7 inches long. Yeah, sometimes he'll let me get close to him. But that's him right there. There's another little one around here. He just now ran him off. He just went up over here. But this is what I did. I stumbled up on a nest of lizards when I was plowing my field and shit with my little tractor. I stumbled up on them. And I found all these little eggs. And I was like, God damn, man. I didn't want to destroy them and shit. But I know I had ran off the parents. So I had to do something with them. And they was like in a little hole. You know, and it had sagebrush over them. You probably can see the sagebrush out there. But they'll dig at the base of a sagebrush. And they'll lay their eggs inside of that hole at the base of the sagebrush. And those eggs are staying there. If they have the eggs at the beginning of summer, they'll hatch before summer ends. If they have them at the middle of summer, they'll hatch, but a lot of them will die because it's starting to get cold. And if they don't learn how to hibernate, then they'll die regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to learn how to hibernate. That means they got to dig down a certain depth in the sand, and then they got to fucking hollow it out to make like a little hole. And I've opened up some of these holes and I've found dead lizards in them and shit sometimes. You know, this is me just doing some observation shit. But yeah, I've noticed that these lizards are becoming territorial, and they go in and they kicking each other's ass. And they'll attack shit like mice too. Not knowing that they can't beat a mouse and shit like that. Try to monitor Loyal, make sure he tired himself out. What's up, Squid, man? Ain't no hate, brother. Ain't no hate, you know? But again, intellectual troller. That's what Squid is, his intellect. And he like to troll people with his intellect. But he ain't really doing shit. I can understand if you a fucking Pulitzer prize winner or a motherfucking Nobel Peace Prize winner, then you can troll with your intellect. But nigga, if you just on YouTube, you know, and you just making videos that talk about spirituality, bro, ain't too much bragging rights come along with that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to each his own. I appreciate the content and I support. Every time you do a live, Squid, I go over there and I check it out. Oh, you not a troll? But I'm a dummy. What you call that? So a troll will call a man a dummy that makes a mistake and misnomering him. That's what a troll would do. But a real nigga would say, I'm not a troll, man. I'm just making content like a real one. But when you're a troll, you would try to point out some inadequacies. And that's how this shit works, man. I'm with the troll game too, man. That's why I call you a pink naked cat. You know, and You know, talk about your bracelets and your face and your hair and shit like that. Because you put yourself out there, bro. Because you want to be a public figure. I don't want to be a public figure. I just want to be a content creator. You know, and I'm a content creator from behind the scenes. I'm like a reporter that has a cameraman. You never see the cameraman, do you? But you know that reporter. Squid want to be that reporter. Putting your hair behind your ears, putting on makeup and all kind of shit, wearing nice bracelets, nice leather gauntlet bracelets. Zay, hey, you're right. You see, Zay said Loyal is a supporting troll. Yes, I support people in their trolling endeavors. You know why? Because you got to get it how you get it. You know, one day you might lead a troll game and come into the content creating game. But there's only a few people that can do both to be successful at both. You're either going to be a successful troll, horrible content creator, or you're going to be a great content creator, horrible troll. I'm somewhere in between it. I'm not a good content creator. I'm not great. And I'm not a good troll. I'm not great. You know, so I'm like kind of in between that, man. I'm liking where I'm at. It's comfortable. You know why? Because people can't take me serious. I don't want people to take me serious and get all serious with me and shit. I want the jokes to last, even if it's about me. That's good content. Come on, man. Make it real. You a yawn generator. Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. See how you use big words like that? Yawn generator? The average person ain't gonna know what the fuck that means. You know, the average person ain't gonna know that Red Squid is trying to humiliate Loyal with his complex thinking. This nigga been abducted by too many aliens, been probed too many times. You know what I'm saying? Salutes. Who is this? I can't even see. Salute, Subconscious. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all coming out, man. Yeah. But at the same time, I realize, man, that it's gonna be a limit to everything. Meaning that, you know, I can't just troll everybody I come in contact with. There's got to be a medium. That's why I love when people come after me first, because it fuels my ability to want to come after them, even if I am corny. You know what I'm saying? It's not the joke, all right? It's the delivery. You know, I'm having a hard time with the delivery. You know, but at the same time, I'm putting an effort in that a lot of people ain't willing to put in. I'm willing to accept my, you know, that a lot of people think I'm a joke. And I'm going to use that to my ability. I saw flying around out here trying to. And I swear, man, everything out here in the desert, man, if you're not by water, vegetables. Yep, they're going to eat your vegetables and they're going to eat your fruits. And you know what? You try to grow enough for everything, but you can't. Because they won't just go different house to house. They'll come here, set up shop, and just eat only your shit. What up, girl? They love you, boy. Yep. But you know what? I learned a lot, man, hanging out with y'all. I seriously did. You know, like I said, I did. Now I know a lot being here socializing with you guys. And I think I'm to the point now where I can put some of this knowledge to the test. You know, because everybody's not going to, God damn, I got to water this shit today. And see, this is the bad thing about, what the fuck? Let me get away from these hoes. They over here fighting and shit. See, I got chicken heads over here fighting over me. And all I did was bring a couple of leaves. Oh. And see, this is the shit I deal with right here. I come to get the egg and look at it, man. What the hell are you doing up in there? Huh? You got a problem? You got a problem? I was playing with you. Oh, okay, my bad. Made a shit out of egg that quick. God damn. But yeah, I came over here to get some shit. And these hoes is over here fighting. Who's the fighters? We got chicken fights over here. We're gonna have YouTube chicken fights. Who putting bets down? Yeah, you gotta put them down. Hey Zay, collect the money. We're gonna bet. We're gonna bet on these hoes. Nah, they said I just not got the eye. Like, take that fucking camera off me. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, man. What I was looking at earlier is this right here. You miss a day watering, but I know what this is from. This is from that rain and them winds. Look how corn looking, man. That shit's looking beat up. Beat up. And all of that was from yesterday. It got watered. It's just rain was just so harsh on it, flapping it around and shit, that the corn looks all whipped. So I gotta probably fertilize it and give it a little bit more. But I see my corn, my stalks are starting to come out. Look at that right there. See them little hairs? See, what you do is when your corn gets like this, little hairs, they usually drive a tractor through there and it shakes up these top kernels right here. That's where the pollen's at. And the corn literally pollinates itself. So you can see the pollen up in here. That's the pollen. Literally pollinates itself. I got a few of these that's like that. With the little hairs. Yeah. And you just shake them. Shake it down. Shake it off. But yeah, if you don't watch it, man, and you don't keep it fertilized, because you got to constantly fertilize shit, or it'll start dying on you. Up against the damn little fence. So I got two of them growing on here. I got that big one right there, and I got the junior down here. But yeah, you can grow these things, man. Once they start to fruit, determines how good it tastes and how big it gets. Yep. And I knew I was gonna have problems with my corn because I started it early. This is all winter sowed corn, meaning like when it was snowing out here, I put the seeds in the ground. And they call that winter sowing because as soon as it starts getting warmed up, the ice melts, waters the corn that's on the ground and keeps the ground warm, and your corn comes up. But it came up too early and it's starting to get whipped. So what I did is I planted another couple rows of corn. Yep. And this is like my backup corn right here for later on in the season, because as it starts to get colder, guess what happens? Corn gets sweet. See, they ain't tell us that shit. They make us think that corn grows sweet just because it comes from a certain seed, sweet corn. And look, they about to fight. Oh, okay. They don't want to fight on film. They're like, fuck that. We ain't getting our endorsements. Let me see. The sound of your chicken yard take me back to my great-grandmother's house. Memory lane is so sweet. You're right, Kelly. When I was a kid, we had chickens too. Let me go back and see if I lost them. Kelly said, sounds like Valley said, sounds like the hood. You can't help everyone. Then when you do help everyone, gathers to one thing because it's not enough resources. Yeah, that is true in the desert. I'm amazed that that the birds ain't came over here and started eating my grapes, because they really starting to pop. Them boogers are starting to pop. I'm telling you, all the way down here to the ground, they popping. But I got a little secret. See this thing right here? My wife made this for me. It's like a little keychain, but it's a mirror. And see, the birds, they don't like the mirror moving around light and shit. Because if they did, they would have ate my blueberries already. They would have ate my blueberries up. And these grapes that's already ripe. They would have ate them boogers up. But since I got this, and it constantly moves when the wind blows. So I don't know if you can see the little light, it flashes all around up in here. You know, every now and then. So the birds won't come and they won't roost on my trellis. Yeah. I made that little sign for my wife. She was like, make me a sign for my grape vineyard. Yeah, you can't see what it says. It says Louise Grapevine. Yep. Little going joke, me and my wife. She called me George. Her name is Louise. But yeah, man, it's crazy. This is what I'm talking about earlier. When I checked the heat, that's just past 120. It's below 60 now, but it was 60 earlier. But it's like 100 and some degrees up in this bitch. And I gotta open up the windows. But yeah, man. It's a constant, you know, with YouTube shit. It's gonna get harder and harder to deal with the longer we stay on these motherfuckers. Yeah. And I ain't got used to doing anything else besides YouTube. Look how all the wind blew all my shit around. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. A red squid. Appreciate you coming out, brother. Oh, there go big boy right there. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. See big boy right there? Big boy. He territorial. He pretty much runs the porch. Yeah, see, he ain't gonna move the closer I get to him, but he's looking for them little ones that be messing with his harem. Yep, he be messing with them harems. But it's longer than an hour, man. I done cooled down and heated back up. I'm about to go ahead and change. Get me some coffee. I love iced coffee, man. I used to drink tea like I drink iced coffee now, but now I drink that iced coffee. But I appreciate y'all for coming out, man, and hanging out with your boy. I'm about to go live later on, and we're going to do an open panel. And we can talk shit, man, compare some notes. You know, do what content creators do. And troll if you want. You know, it's a free-for-all over here, man. I believe in the First Amendment. So, by all means, take your notes, bring them with you. Your jokes as well. Your jokes as well. Salutes, Kenny Powell. What's up, my man? Yeah. And Red Squid. I'm going to holler at you, my boy. Because me and you still got a little talking to do. You know? We're gonna have to do something about the way you address me, my boy. Cause you can't be acting like you superior when you inferior to me. Come on now. We need to know. People need to know the truth behind you and how you socialize with other people, man. So you can't be acting like you're superior when you're really inferior. But that's the Asian side of you. A lot of Asian people think that they're superior to black people. You know what I'm saying? And with you being from fucking the CCP and all, from China and shit, you know, it's a shame. Hey, but look, I like the fact that you, you know, came over here and got in the chat because I thought you was gonna probably be in the bushes, you know. And what'd you say? Oh, True Song said, hey, pull up, brother. Hell yeah, pull up. Talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we here for. We here to talk about this shit. He said, do more. I bet you can't do one push-up with them motherfucking leather gauntlets on, with them Hercules bracelets on you got, motherfucker. You can't do one push-up. It won't let your wrist bend, dog. Seriously, who told you that was cool? Who told you that wearing leather bracelets in the summertime with a sweatsuit on and some slippers was G shit? Get out of here, man. That's the inferiority of motherfuckers, man. They don't even look at themselves. They looking at everybody else. They paying too much attention looking at everybody else. See, and they don't see that they just look like some dummies. Like some goofies, man. This nigga, and then you take this shit and you put it on the internet and expect motherfuckers to be like, thumbs up. Nope, ain't nobody thumbsing up that bitch. Ain't nobody thumbsing that shit up. Hey, Kelly said, why, lawyer, why are you breathing so hard? Breathing hard like you just ran 5 miles. I didn't. That's the heat, man. That's the heat. Yep. That's the heat. And it doesn't help that I'm got the phone right up to my face either, so y'all can hear everything I'm breathing. I'm amazed y'all ain't hear me fucking snorting my motherfucking nose. But yeah, it's all good. Kelly Green, you do anything in forms of fitness? Even though you blind, you still should be able to do a fucking walk or something. I know you got your little cane with a red tip on it. I was about to say with the gold tip on it, but that's for the upper rank blind people. The gold tips. Everybody with a red tip is subservient to the gold tips. But yeah, do you work out? I work out every day. I do something every day. I make it a point. But I'm not gonna put it on camera because I'm not a show off. And I'm sure the fuck ain't gonna show you my unmentionables like Squid. Squid will show you his unmentionables. Like, why the fuck would you show somebody that, first of all, you wear socks with sandals, right? And that you wear leather wristbands? Why would you show people that? It's unheard of, brother. It's unheard of. He said, I heard it all, pal. Just thought you was... Pal, I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 next year, my boy. Yep. I'm a real veteran. I've been in combat, or what they call combat, but I ain't been shot. Can't take the pleasure of saying I've shot anybody, you know, at least not knowingly. But at the same time, I'm not a slouch, man. I'm not a slouch. So Kelly Green said, I just came from the gym, nigga. God damn, Kelly. You a mulatto. I don't think you can afford to call me a nigga. You left the I out, but you know, I know exactly what you meant, Kelly. Keep on here. I'm gonna make you see something. Look, you say I'm about to get some of that soap. What kind of soap you getting, Kenneth Powell? Huh? What kind of soap you getting? Yeah. Hold on. My man, Red Squid. Yeah, Kelly Green. I appreciate, look, say I work out really hard, especially when I have my boxing gloves on. Damn, how you see a motherfucker when you boxing? What is y'all doing, braille boxing? You got that machine telling you where is it? He's over on the right. Look out, Kelly Duck. How the fuck you see a motherfucker when you boxing? Whoa. Okay, my apologies about calling you mulatto, Kelly. But you do know that if you're blind, you ain't doing no motherfucking boxing. You just getting hit. You just getting hit, Kelly. Come on now. You can't duck, dodge, or deflect. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, man, I had a blind cousin one time. You know what I'm saying? But he could see partially out of his peripherals. So he wasn't totally blind. And this nigga always wanted to slap box. You know what I'm saying? But when he get ready to slap box, that nigga turn his head to the side so he be looking at you out of his peripherals. He'll catch you slipping too. Especially if you know that he can't see, but he can see out of them peripherals a little bit. He can see like shadows and shit. And man, I done seen him slap a couple motherfuckers like pop, pop, real quick. But see, you know, I don't play around like that. I'm an equal opportunity ass whooper. And one day he played that slap boxing shit with me. Shit, I squared up with his ass and gave him a 2-piece right across his chin. Yep, slapped the nigga beard and mustache back. And look, everybody thought I was the bad guy. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? How am I the bad guy? When a motherfucker that can't see straight up gonna try and size me up from the side. Come on, man. Yep, me and him cool to this day, man. That's my favorite cousin and shit. Yep. But now the nigga he got one leg. Yeah, and see, that's a horrible existence. Nigga that's half blind and got one leg. Yeah, that's that diabetes, man. That diabetes, boy. And look, you know how he lost his foot? Athlete's foot, man. Nigga didn't know how to clean his toes. Don't know how to clip his toenails. Got that toenail fungus and that shit set up and got gangrene. And I told the nigga, when he was walking around, talking shit to people, I was like, bro, I can smell your feet through your shoes, man. You gotta have to get on that real quick, like. Gave him a regimen and everything. Told him, this is what they do in the military with niggas with bad athlete's foot. Get you some water, put you some bleach and Epsom salt up in that shit, and let them feet soak until your toenails turn white and your skin on the bottom of your feet turn like a sponge, till they get all wrinkled up. Do that twice a week, and that shit is gone, right? See, it's not the fact that these guys, you don't feel like they can't control their sugar, because I think that's a setup. And they got to take insulin shots. I think that's a setup too. But the fact is that a lot of them, they got poor hygiene. Poor hygiene, man. And they feel sorry for themselves a lot because everybody is treating them like a victim. See? And I think that the reason why today, man, old boy, is cool is because I don't have a victim mentality. And when you act like an adult, I treat you like one. You know what I'm saying? So Kelly said, I put a whole clean through my rebounder because I stayed in the same spot. Dead center. I'm amazing, bro. Recognize a real goddess in your midst. Hey, I recognize, man. Shit. I'm amazed you even on this bitch typing. But, you know, you say you got that bionic eye thing, that bionic ear thing, you know. That's all good. Yeah. Bobby said, parasites versus aliens. No. It's parasites versus humans. So we are at war, and it ain't no fucking spiritual war. We are really at war, man. When you step out your house barefooted, everybody be talking about some grounded. Get grounded, get grounded. Nigga, you taking a chance by putting your bare feet on that ground. You ever stepped on a sticker? Bam! And you took that bitch out and just kept on walking? Man, you just now opened your body up to pathogens with that one sticker hole right there that can lead to all kind of shit. Yep. You ever wonder how people used to get, I bet y'all don't know what ptomaine poison is. Check it out, what ptomaine poison is. Yeah, people used to get it when they used to eat out of cans. I like tin cans and shit. And they used to accidentally cut themselves and they wouldn't clean it up because they felt like, oh, it was cool. And they would get ptomaine poison where bacteria would get into the wound. It was crazy, man. Back in the day, that shit used to be real common. Says, one of my greatest friends who happened to be deaf and blind as well, a mulatto, have her own business, master's degree, huge house, and a husband. Yeah. I'm glad you put that husband at the end of that because people of that statute need a protector. Need a protector. Because when you at home at night, no matter how good you doing during the day out in the public, you vulnerable as hell at night in your house, in your bed. You know why? Because my wife ain't blind or deaf. When she hears some shit in the house, you think who the fuck you think she kicking my ass out the bed. Go check that shit. Yeah. And I come back, you would think because I have weapons and shit. You would think she would be locked and loaded, ready to go, just in case I came back and say, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, she laying under the covers like, did you fix it? See? And I'm willing to take that position and be that sacrifice for that girl. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my duty. That's my job. It ain't my job to go and make money and come back and be the breadwinner. If you ever look out in nature, the breadwinner in nature is the woman, it's the female. She's the one going out there making the nest, you know, bringing back the worms and shit, the birds and shit, the tigers, the lions. They the ones going out there hunting, the females, bringing back the food. But when it comes to fighting, yeah, put that nigga out in front. Put that nigga out in front. That's our job. We fodder for the war. Fodder for the war. Ray, I got the UFO pics, Bobby, but Lawyer won't turn his camera on. So I'm a UFO, I'm an alien? You're right. You need to stop collecting them UFO pics and start making pics of your own, you motherfucking derelict. Once you go out and get a kid and have a family and all that shit and take some pictures of you and your family, I bet you ain't got one fucking picture on your wall, even if it's a decorative picture. Do you even have pictures? You got furniture or you sleeping on bean bags up in that bitch? Come on, man. See, concrete isn't vibrating any energy. It pulls energy. Well, you know what a ground wire is? A ground wire pulls energy too. A ground wire attracts energy to the ground. So what do you think you're doing when you put your bare feet on the ground? You're allowing your energy to be absorbed into the earth. That's counterproductive in my book, my boy. And so Kelly said, yes, we are powerfully amazing. Again, recognize. I do. I recognize, man. Look, I believe people, period, are amazing. I seen a motherfucker with no arms. His name is Gifted Hands. You know, it sounds weird, but it makes sense because this man is not dependent on his missing hands and his arms. He's dependent on his other traits he has. That's amazing. And this dude lived like this all his life, and he's in his mid-30s. But we got people that can't even live with cancer. We got people that can't even live with AIDS. We got people that can't even live with common diseases. But this motherfucker, he can go from 0 to 30 years with no arms and still have something to sing about. You should check him out. Gifted Hands on YouTube, man. Great rapper, bro. Great rapper. Christian rapper, but you know how it is. I thought that Squid might know him, but Squid ain't a real Christian. He's a Hebrew derelict. Israelite. But says, nah, you a parasite. Okay, I feel you. I do suck all the energy out of the room, though, man, because I'm just like that. If you saw me in person, man, you would know why I act the way I act. You know? I don't attract people with my looks. I attract them with my personality. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not bad to look at. You know what I'm saying? But that's just for my personal crowd. Say, yes, we are. She said, we are the booty. UFO pics. Yeah, that nigga got a bunch of UFO pics and CGI AI robot bitches. He got up and I got a whole folder of them. Yeah, that nigga Squid, he's something else. He a derelict. So I have a German Shepherd and all my windows are protected by my storm shutters. I sleep good at night. I feel you. That's good. I would get that big ass horse dog up out my house though, tell you the truth. They work better when they not amongst people. All hail the chicken guys. Salutes. That's all right. I'll be the chicken guy. But you Beelzebub, you fucking soldier fly looking ass nigga. That nigga Bobby is a soldier fly. Black soldier fly at that. Beelzebub. Yep. I'm going to try to go live around about, shit, it's already 4 o'clock. I say around about 7. I'm gonna cook dinner for my wife tonight. She at work right now. I'm gonna hook her up. I try every now and then, you know. It's really not my job, but I can't get enough of that gal. So if you meet me, you would understand. I feel you. I feel you. Hey, everybody. If ain't nobody told you was special today, just suck it up. Just suck it up. If somebody ain't told you they love you today, just suck it up. Just suck it up. Get over it. I mean, shit. Tell yourself you love you. Tell yourself that you're special. You know what I'm saying? That's what Valley did. Valley said, what'd she say? If you met me, you would understand. That's enough right there. That's like a threat and a fucking warning at the same, like a threat warning. Like, you know how good this is? You don't want to see me, all right? Don't burn the fruit. Hey, Scorpion. Hey, look, Scorpion. I'm not going to burn up shit. Let me tell you something. I'm a gourmet chef. I probably didn't go to culinary school, but I pay attention to detail, my boy. I pay attention to detail. It's a stovetop MRE. Squid, you got a good one in you, nigga. Stovetop MREs. You right. Hey, man, some of them MREs is good as fuck. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Hey, I had 11 up in this boy, man. I appreciate y'all. 11 likes, 11 people. Shit, man, I appreciate you. 11 up in this play. Oh, shit, just got one more. Say, you feel yourself today, huh? Kelly, I feel myself every day. I take a shower, I clean my feet, I put my clothes on. That takes feeling there, sis. You see where I'm coming from? Hey, Lord Spike Protein, long time no see, my man. Long time no see. Hope all is well too, man. Everything's good, man. I'm just trying to set up for later on. Because if I just come out and do a live, man, nobody show up and shit. So I feel like I need to put out a little teaser so people can come up later on. And, you know, I'm even inviting the unsavory people, the people that don't even like me and shit. Like True Zone, Suds and Duds. That's what I'm going to call you. Suds and Duds, my boy. Nah, but True Zone cool, man. He a cool cat. He got a good work ethic. He just got poor taste in work. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee if he had that work ethic with any other job like AC repair, you know what I'm saying, mechanic, you know, builder, home builder, man, that nigga be a millionaire by now. Straight up. He'll be a millionaire by now. You know, and if he was in the military, goddamn, I would hate to work with that nigga True Zone in the military. Because he's willing to do the job no matter how fucking difficult it is. Ain't no way I'ma fucking come and clean some windows every fucking day and you got people touching on them all the time. Fuck that. I get tired of that shit. I want to see my job last. Like when I was doing landscaping, before I went in the military, I was like 16, 17. I used to do landscaping. My specialty, man, was garden beds. And see, what people don't realize is when you turn dirt over and you make it look all even, man, it makes your garden look 2 times better than what it was. And I used to love people that had the gardens in the front. I was to cut their grass, line it up, and then I used to go into their garden personally and dig up all the dirt and turn it over and shit. And man, them people used to love that shit. But, you know, when I got a little bit older, I hung that shit up and went into the military. But yeah, I used to work with a dude named Napier that reminds me of True Zone. And Napier was the type of dude, man, no matter how fucking late he stayed up, that nigga was up 3 o'clock in the morning. If he stayed up to 12 o'clock in the morning playing spades, he ain't gonna sleep over fucking 2:30. He gonna be right up and go and do that shit. And I see that in that nigga, man. He one of them dirty jobs, no job too small, you know, too far type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just think that if he applied that work ethic to a better skill, you know, a better occupation, he'd be fucking making dough, bro. Yep, AC repair. Just being a handyman, dog. You can incorporate that handyman shit into the window. Man, that's enough of me talking about what that man should do. Good on you, brother. Come through if you want. Large Spike, Kenny Powell. Yeah, saying what's up. If you're always busy, that means you're not working, because if you were busy, their job would be complete. I got what you're saying. You're right. If you're always busy, that means you ain't completing no jobs. And I hate jobs that are repetitive and there's no end to them. I used to hate those jobs. We used to call them hurry up and wait jobs. You see what I'm saying? No matter how many times you clean them windows, they never gonna be clean. You ain't gonna be able to come back the next day and they're gonna be clean like you left them. It's gonna be a constant thing over and over. And it ain't like the motherfuckers paying you every day. You know, but you're putting in the same effort. But he's good at it. And hey, you gotta give it up for the man. He's doing his job. It's his business. So yeah, those weeds, nothing nice. My mom loved her flower garden. Oh yeah, flower gardens? Shit. I used to go into flower gardens, man. And I used to get right up to the base of the flowers when I turned the dirt. But see, there was a skill with it. You don't turn the dirt with a shovel right up against flowers and plants. You got to use one of them little rakes, one of them little hoes with the rakes instead of the shovel end of it. And you just agitate the dirt around them. I had a little technique and everything, man. Yep. I used to work for a little mom and pop business called C&M. Yep. C&M Plumbing and Construction. And we used to go there. We used to do painting. Any little odd and end job, then my job was to do landscaping. So when they go there and they bid on the job for like painting and shit like that, after they do their bid, they would be like, if you guys want lawn services, we have a person here that specializes in lawn services. And they would have me come up there and give my little spiel. And I would walk them around and tell them what I see and what I could do to their yard. And as a little dude, they was impressed. You know, because I don't know if you guys know, but I like to talk. You know what I'm saying? And I was like that as a young person too. I wasn't afraid to talk to adults. My friends, they was real shy and bashful around adults, man. I would talk to adults and carry on a full conversation with them. When my friends would get in a conversation with adults and start talking about stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't read the room. I learned how to do that at a young age. That was because I grew up around older people and older people that would slap the shit out of you if you say some stupid shit. I can't tell you how many times I didn't taste blood in my mouth because I didn't say some stupid shit around an adult and they done slapped all the piss out you. You see what I'm saying? So I learned quick. Well, not that quick. I got my ass whooped a lot. You know, and by the time I left Louisiana and came to California, I was real versed in the art of communication when it comes to young people talking to adults. You know, courtesy is a big thing with adults down south. Courtesies. You know, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. When somebody calls you, you don't say what. You say yes. How can I help you? You know, shit like that. Opening the door for people. You know, don't put your arms on the table when you eat. You know, drink with one hand. Drink with a cup with one hand. I used to have my friends used to drink like animals. Man, they have their cup with both hands. Spilling the shit the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Washing rinsing your plate and shit out when you get done eating. Don't just leave it in the sink with food all on it. You know, it took me 2 times to see my cousins get the shit slapped out of them for doing that. And I was like, I ain't gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Valley said, if you're always busy, yeah, okay, I got that one. Yeah, I got that one. Kelly Green, job security. Well, look, y'all, I gotta make room for today. And my girl, she about to come home and shit. So I'm gonna holler at y'all in a little bit. I'm gonna put that schedule out, that notification out, man. If y'all feel inclined, come through, man. Holler at your boy. You know, I don't go live too much. And when I do these walk with me's, I really don't do this much time. I do the duration of my walking and I'm done. But hey, man, y'all carried on the conversation, man, and I obliged. I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, you too, Kelly. You have good wisdom too, man. I mean, like I said, I might talk shit and be a little bit hard to deal with, but hey, man, I'm amazed that you're capable of doing what you're doing. I like you around. Even if I do talk shit to you. I like everybody being around. Give me extra insight and shit. But I'm going to holler at y'all in a little bit. Red Squid, holler at your boy, you sucker, you Pink Panther, Majin Buu from the zoo looking ass, motherfucking hairless cat. I'm going to holler at you. And then to everybody else, man, y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all later on. Peace.